Before we get started with the podcast, we want to give a quick shout out to Quench. Whether you're in the gym, at the rink, on the field, or just trying to get through a long day, Quench is the perfect drink to keep you hydrated without the extra junk.
Check out quenchhydration.ca and be sure to use our code 24pod for 15% off at checkout. That's 24pod for 15% off at checkout. Stay hydrated with Quench.
Welcome back to another episode of
almost
the
baseball
2-4
time.
podcast, and I'm going to call this the first real episode because we
That's a
are
good
moving
point.
right into our sweet spot. The
Yeah.
whole reason we started the podcast, obviously we go over the other stuff, but that's to try
Yeah.
and reach a bigger audience. The biggest reason we started was, for what's starting on Friday.
Yeah, Blue
The
Jays
Blue
baseball,
Jays
my
and Major
second
League
favorite
Baseball.
time of year. My first favorite's playoff time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say
that and football. Right now, it's opening day. It's March Madness.
Yeah, and I've never been more excited to watch a Yankee game simply because
Regular season baseball.
And
honestly,
baseball.
like it
And
could
they're
be a
gonna
good
lose.
matchup too, right?
And it's so weird they're starting tomorrow.
I know it is kind of weird, but you got to give the Yankees their spotlight, right? But
Also, I gotta say, we will
Yep.
go do some March Madness before we go into a ton of Jays season preview
yeah,
stuff.
this is going to be like 95% Jays.
Yeah. But the fact the Jays are getting overshadowed by some teams in these preseason rankings is crazy. They're like MLB has said that the Pirates and the Brewers have a better pitching staff, cap, and they've said that the Yankees have a better lineup than the Jays or a better team. It was something like that. The Jays were second on power rankings, but in terms of offense, I think they were fifth, and the Yankees were like second or third.
Yeah, a little
I'm
bit
sorry.
confusing.
Just remember what offense obliterated them in the division series last year, and the
Yep.
Yankees have the same team, and
that
the
game
Jays are essentially the same.
That game we went to, what was the score at one point? Like 9-1, was it something like that?
Pretty sure it was like 13-2.
I think it hit like 13-2 or something. Anyway, it got ugly. So I don't really get that, especially considering the Jays, from a hitting perspective, didn't get better. They got a touch worse. I would say just a touch, just because losing Bo.
If you're going just based off Bichette, yes, but I think if you consider some better seasons from a guy like Barger and Clement actually having a better regular season,
I think
it probably cancels out. But
yeah.
let's say the offense does take a slight step back, the pitching is going to be a heck of a lot better.
And I was even going to say, an overall lineup perspective, they're better.
Yeah, because you're expecting more from Jimenez.
Yeah, the defense is going to be better.
You're expecting more from Clement. Okamoto, I don't care if people say, I think he's going to be really good. Barger's going to be better. I don't think Springer's going to take a step back. And big step back. I meant to say big step back.
Yeah.
Because you can't take spring training, too serious, but you can take it serious to a point. For example, last year Springer had a terrible spring training and then had one of the best regular seasons he's actually had in his career. Yeah. And then, so in that sense, you can't take it too serious. But coming into this year where people are expecting a step back, and he actually looked good in the spring, makes me think that the step back won't be as bad as some people think.
Keep it going.
Yeah. And the DHing pretty much all the time really helps as well.
It does. It'll take stress off of him.
Yeah. But anyways, before we get into more of that, let's do a little bit of March Madness.
Yeah, it's been a good March Madness.
Yeah, I truthfully
have a heater of a bracket have here.
I truthfully don't watch it a ton, but I always fill out a bracket. And
you have to fill out a bracket regardless of if you watch it. It's just a guy's sports thing to do. Not even a guy's. It's a sports thing to do.
And right now, my bracket that has Duke winning is 99.8% accurate. Ranked 53,000, which may sound it's 53,000. That's out of like 26 plus million people.
If you take 26 million and throw them in Dodger Stadium, you're in that Dodger Stadium.
I'm behind the dugout right now.
I don't know about that, but you are in Dodger Stadium, which is crazy.
I think the other crazy thing is, I look at my other brackets.
It's almost our country, dude.
Like for example, my worst bracket is one with UConn winning. It's 74% accurate. It's ranked
women's.
No. It's ranked 7. It's ranked 7 million, and my one with Duke winning is 53 million. The top half of the bracket is near perfect. Bottom half, again, pretty similar in terms of how close to perfect it is. So
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you
kind of just riding that.
like most people, you got completely screwed by that Florida game the other day. That was
Yeah,
crazy
I
stuff.
did, and I also kind of got screwed in the Vandy game too. I know they were number 5 playing against number 4, but
Yeah.
they lost by 2 to Nebraska, so that would have
Yeah.
been good points with an upset. Um,
No,
but
100%.
it is what it is. I do have Duke beating Houston to get to the final to face Arizona, who I had beating Michigan, which is tough because I am a Michigan guy. But
Fair.
and then I have Duke beating Arizona in the final, so that's kind of what I'm going for at this point. But like
I
I said, I don't really care
I
unless I
also
win something. But
in my bracket I also have Duke beating Houston. So I have part of the I don't know what region this is.
the top left region of the
So
bracket,
the East. I have the East. I have that almost perfect.
you do, yeah.
I've only missed on St. John's beating Kansas. I had Kansas
Yeah.
to win that. My Okay, you know what? My West isn't too bad either. I still have
No, it's
Arizona
not.
in.
Yeah,
The Gonzaga loss, I don't think most people saw coming.
that's really tough.
Midwest isn't that bad either. This bracket's not a bad bracket
It's not.
either.
No, it's not bad.
It's not as highly ranked, but no.
Now you're also on the NCAA bracket. I'm on the
I'm on
ESPN, which
different.
I know ESPN is more popular
Yeah,
because I think
100%.
I think the prizes are
I
better. But
just googled bracket to put
yeah,
it in,
yeah,
and this is
I
what
did
it
mine
took
on
me
there
to
last year and
first.
realized that ESPN's rewards or whatever for the winner are a
Yeah,
little bit better for me anyway. So
yeah.
that's why I did it this year. But
Let's fly real quick just through the Sweet 16. Who we have winning each game?
okay,
Duke
let's
St.
start.
John's.
Yeah, Duke St. John. I'm taking Duke.
Duke. Yeah, they look like a
Um,
wagon.
yeah,
UConn, Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah, same. I got Michigan State. Iowa, Nebraska.
Sorry, I gotta find that.
Give me Nebraska.
Give me Iowa.
Ooh, 9 seed, huh?
Yep,
Making it to the Elite Eight. You know what? I'm not against it. Houston, Illinois, Houston.
Houston.
Uh, Arizona, Arkansas, Arizona. I think they're a
Yeah,
legitimate one
yeah,
seed.
Arizona. Yeah,
Texas, Purdue. Give me Texas.
yeah. Give me Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would like it. Michigan, Alabama.
Michigan.
You can see the hat. That's a football hat, not a basketball hat. Because when it comes to college sports, those are two completely different things, football and basketball.
Oh yeah,
But
Michigan.
um, I want Alabama to win just because I don't like Michigan
That's
from a football standpoint. So I guess it does kind of translate. Tennessee, Iowa State.
I'm riding the hot hand.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
give me Tennessee. The Vols have looked really good.
Yeah.
Big, physical team. They've been great this tournament. I would love to see them get through. And I will not gonna lie, them versus Alabama could be a cool Elite Eight.
That
Little
would be
SEC matchup.
cool, but no.
I don't think it's realistic. I do think Michigan
Yeah.
probably wins.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been a great tournament. Second round had some entertaining games. St. John's, Kansas, that was a crazy good ending.
That was a crazy good game. Pardon me. High Point also they gave Arkansas a good run for their money.
They did.
As a 12 seed.
Yep. That Nebraska Vanderbilt ending.
Yeah.
That was another tight one.
I mean, St. Louis upset Georgia big time, and then Michigan just knocked them right down.
Yeah.
Michigan, I feel
Michigan
like is
slaughtered
just
them.
so dominant.
Yeah.
And
Speaking
again,
of slaughters, Alabama killed Texas Tech. Do you see that score? It was like 90 to 65. That was ugly. Texas Tech was missing their best player.
Yeah.
So that clearly played a
I
massive
almost
factor.
took Texas A&M to beat Houston, and they got slaughtered too.
Yeah, they got hammered. No, Houston's good, man.
Houston's good, but this is my thought process when building my bracket.
Yep.
Is usually yes, the Elite Eight, 6 of them are probably 1 or 2 seeds, but there's always those 1 or 2 sneaky teams that sneak in. So that's how I build my bracket. Is I do favor the really good teams, and then I pick like 2 teams that I take through the bracket. I'm like, these are going to be the underdogs of the tournament this year. Those teams for me were High Point. I didn't take them as far as I wanted to because realistically they weren't. I didn't think they were going to make it because they're all scoring. But the 2 underdogs I was kind of riding was High Point, and then where's the other one? Tennessee was the other one I kind of rode.
Yeah.
Even though Tennessee's a 6 seed, when it comes to this tournament, that 6 seed is pretty much considered an underdog.
Pretty much.
Like once you get past the first round.
I think once you get to these kind of rounds, you're right. It's mainly going to be those 1-2 seeds. but
Yeah.
there's also typically going to be one seed gone,
That
and
that's also true.
it proved right.
Yeah.
It kind of does suck that there's no like true Cinderellas left in this thing, unless you count Iowa. But I think you got to be a 10 or higher to be a Cinderella at this point.
I would only say Iowa could be considered a Cinderella simply because of how dominant Florida's been and how everyone thought they were a top dog in this tournament.
I just think for the most part, people
But-
really only consider you a Cinderella if you're above a 10 seed.
That's true. Well, I guess we could put Texas in Cinderella. I mean,
That's a good point.
they're number 11. So.
You know what? Now that you say that, I think, and this isn't necessarily me because I'm not a big college basketball guy. I think you just have to be a mid major to be a Cinderella.
Yeah, pretty much. Because when you
I think
look,
people
when
see
you think,
Longhorns and
yeah,
they're like, "Ah,
exactly.
State, Texas, bro. Of
That,
course they're good."
that's what I kind of thought too.
You see a school
Um,
you've never heard of and you have no idea where it is. You're like,
Yeah,
"Yup, give me
exactly.
them," which
My
is kind
other
of sick. I'm not gonna lie.
my other big kind of move, if you will, I guess, when making my bracket is
Yeah.
most of my upsets I pick in the first round. Once we get past there, I ride the one or two.
Yeah.
That's why I took High Point. I took not in this bracket that's really good, but in my other brackets, I took VCU to beat North Carolina. I played it safe
They
in this
did,
one.
too,
Obviously,
yeah.
it didn't work out.
I thought VCU
Um,
was gonna win too. They were North Carolina was actually one of the
Yeah,
sketchier sort of.
yeah. They whenever
They
I bet
had-
on them this year, they sucked. But I had in some of my brackets, I had South Florida beating Louisville because the biggest because like I said, I don't pay attention to college basketball much.
Nope.
I look at the games, I go to the matchup, and I see which team scores more points and has a good pace and has a good defensive rating, and that's the one I
Yeah.
try and pick. And then if
Exactly.
it's like neck and neck, and it's like South Florida versus Louisville, I'll take the underdog and take my chance.
Yeah, might as
It
well.
doesn't always work out, but
Yeah.
like I
No.
said, I don't pay attention, so what do I care?
No, exactly. I don't care either. I'm just here to watch some good basketball with some upsets and good endings, right?
Exactly.
Who doesn't love a happy ending?
Jays players, apparently. Speaking of Jays players,
yeah, no, that's all I got for college basketball. Who do you want to win? Like, do you want Duke because that's in your bracket?
I
or
want
Michigan,
Michigan,
'cause
but
that's
for
kinda your school?
bracket's sake, I want Duke.
Okay. I would say I want. Now this is gonna sound real funny considering the hat I'm wearing. But I think I want Tennessee to win.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
It would be a good
yeah, I
story,
think it'd be
good
cool
ride.
if Alabama wins. Cool, but the thing is I'm also not a diehard Alabama fan. I'm not. I don't have a specific college football school,
Yeah,
which
like,
I've said before.
Yeah.
There's just schools I like.
Yeah, like
for the most
Michigan.
part.
Michigan's my pick, but it's simply because
Yeah.
when I was like younger for baseball, we did the have you heard of the Omaha Challenge that they do in college?
Yeah.
So we did that, and
Okay.
our team name had to be a college school. So our team name we were Michigan. So
Okay.
our slogan was
Yep.
Go Blue. And ever since then, I just kind of rode Michigan. I'm not diehard,
Fair
but
enough.
I pay attention to them. I pay attention to the football and the baseball.
Yeah. I mean,
So
you put a gun to my head, I'll tell you Alabama.
yes,
'Cause
and I'll say Michigan.
I would say that before I went there too. I think after going there, I am definitely a bit more Alabama biased now because
dude,
when you
going
go and
somewhere
experience
doesn't-
there,
that's how I became a Leafs fan.
especially what it's like down in Alabama, it's something
Yeah.
straight like you can never imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, like I
That-
said,
that'll
that's how
be-
I became a Leafs fan. I was a Devils fan. Or
Oh,
sorry,
really?
I was a Kings fan. So I bounced around when I was
gonna
like
s-
when I was like
say-
when I was like 8, 9, 10, I bounced around from like Tampa, New Jersey, LA. And then
Okay.
I was like LA, I went to a Leafs game and I was in like maybe 2013. It was before Matthews was there. And Nylander and Marner and them. And I was like, okay, screw it, I'm a Leafs fan. Like
Fair
I can
enough.
go watch this team.
That's-
And
that's a young enough age where it's valid.
yeah, like I was 11
Right,
maybe.
yeah.
Like I wasn't very old.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah, and
oddly-
that was one of the worst life decisions I've ever made.
Oddly enough, I'm sure you know. My only hockey jersey is a Blackhawks jersey.
It's not a bad jersey.
I kind of liked them when I was younger, and you know what? They just happen to have one of the sickest sweaters in the league.
and one of the sickest players in the league now.
Yeah, I've actually debated going to get his name put on the back of it. Just
yeah,
for
instead of
fun.
getting a new jersey, just
Yeah,
do that.
I might do that because you can do that at stores for like $50-$60.
Yeah, exactly. Go to Lids.
Yeah.
But we will move into our
Yeah.
full season preview for the Jays.
Yeah, we got-
Of course, Will and I, when Judah was gone in Florida, we did our like lineup predictions, but
We
we'll
can
kind of
update a bit now.
yeah. Now that we have a full scope of the roster, we'll kind of go through a combined lineup prediction. We didn't go through it beforehand, so it'll be just
Yeah.
on the fly, off the rip. We've got some over unders. We'll go through. We'll just kind of hammer those out. But kind of want to start with expectations for the team and individuals, and kind of just
Yeah.
start going down the lineup, and then we'll go into pitching and bullpen. But I mean, I think it's pretty obvious Springer's leading off. I guess this will kind of be our lineup prediction as we're going through this.
Yeah, no, I think Springer's leading off at least to start the season. I think he has a
Yeah.
fairly long leash with it too.
I was gonna say, like, he's not gonna get beat to it. He's gonna have to lose it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. He has that. I think it's tough. It's like he's not going to be as good as last season. If he is, that would be insane.
Oh,
But
if he, I'll say it right now. If Springer's
if he is,
like
give him a
statistics are identical to last year, the Jays win the World Series.
give him a Bo Bichette deal.
I don't like that.
But
but definitely give him an
if he
extension.
does, can we just give him a fat bonus for just thank you for being this
Yeah,
good?
give him a 1 year, $80 million deal.
Yeah.
Make him the
Can we-
highest paid
can we-
player in baseball for 1 year.
Yeah. Can we give him the highest AAV of all time just
Yeah.
for one
And
season?
with Canadian money, he'll get $40 million of that.
On a good day. But no, I think I expect him to still be a good leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
And I think that ultimately, even if he ends up not really performing too well in the field, at minimum
He
he's
barely plays it.
well, no, I more mean just at minimum he's gonna be someone who is very good contributing off the field.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I,
being a leader,
I
being
see.
a veteran.
Sorry, I thought you were saying on
Yeah.
the field as in defensively. I
No,
see,
no,
no,
no.
I see what you're
No,
saying.
I mean
yeah.
just
In the
at the
clubhouse and
plate.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be that kind of presence no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that he's gonna provide enough for this team.
100%. And again, you don't need last year out of him. You know,
No, you don't.
everyone's talking about, and I think we've kind of talked about. There's an expected jump forward from Barger. Ernie, there's an expected jump. Yeah, he was great in the playoffs, but he actually wasn't bad at all. But he was not fantastic in the regular season. So people are expecting a regular season jump from him. Same with Jimenez. He actually, as much as I loved him on the Jays last year, he was not good at all offensively. So
No.
a slight step forward from him would be great. Schneider was very underrated. He'll be good. Lucas, he might lose playing time, which if he's losing playing time to Jesus Sanchez, that means Jesus Sanchez is playing really well.
Sucks.
So there's plenty of room for growth in other players to make up for Springer. I mean, even Vladdy himself, right? So that takes
We'll
the
get
weight
into
off
that.
Springer's shoulders. He's a typical leadoff hitter in today's game. He's got power. He'll take his walks. Yeah, he'll strike out sometimes, but when you're leading off, if you strike out on 7 pitches, I'd rather you do that than pop out on 3 pitches. Like that's your job as a leadoff hitter: see pitches, try and get on base, try and get the game going. So I don't.
He's the most veteran leadoff hitter in baseball,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, and you'll hear in our over unders kind of what our expectations are. I picked all the over unders today. I just kind of put them in there and just we'll rip them off our heads. But you'll hear we have a Springer home run over under that will go over, and if that's what around where he is, I think
Pretty good
that's
stuff.
like a great season.
Yeah.
I know. So we'll just go kind of the lineup against
So second,
righties. So second's probably Varsho. Against lefties, it's probably Ernie.
I was just gonna say that.
But I feel like based on the lineups they flash at the end of spring training, I feel like it's going to be Varsho. We'll go through both. We'll just go through both him and Ernie.
It's tough.
Here.
There's so many.
We'll go through
ways you
him
could go
and
about it.
Ernie here.
So you could go Barger also, right?
Yeah, I do.
Because the thing is Varsho's been having the power stroke lately. So you might almost want him in the 4 or 5.
That's also why I'm okay if you go Clement to then Vladdy, and then you have Varsho Barger back to back against righties 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I
know. I think,
but they do like to split their lefts and
I
rights.
think there's only 2 solidified spots in this lineup, and it's 1 and 3 right now,
and 9.
I guess
they love him as 9.
But
1 and 3.
I think 1 and 3 are just like anything else can really get moved around almost any other way.
Yeah, it's everything centers around them.
Yeah, pretty much. But okay, we'll go Varsho first, then we'll go Ernie.
Yeah,
because that's just kind of where we're thinking.
Yeah,
Varsho, Um, main thing for him is staying healthy.
I was just
When
gonna
he's
say
been
that.
healthy, he's been great.
He was insane last year.
Obviously, he doesn't have to continue his projected stats from last season.
No, he was on pace for what, like
Yeah,
48
pretty.
home runs or something like that.
Yeah, pretty crazy stats.
Maybe even more.
Something that's not necessarily realistic,
Not at all.
um, unless he's gonna go all Barry Bonds on us, which I don't. Which would be kind of funny, actually.
It would be fine.
But no, I think he's he's sort of where if for the most part you just keep that you keep him healthy, but then if you can mainly just keep the elite defense,
That's the big thing. Yeah.
that's kind of his big thing.
Yeah.
But if you can also keep this doubles,
The
the extra
OPS
yeah, the
really.
extra base hits going, then that's amazing stuff too.
Yeah. I mean, I find it funny that there's some people in comments of YouTube videos, like Draft Neck Mark in his videos talking about lineups and stuff, and people in the comments are saying like, oh, like Varsho had a Cinderella run last year. It's like the guy only played in 71 games, and that was down the stretch in the most meaningful time of the year. If you're gonna chirp a guy, that's the worst time to chirp a guy
And
about limited games.
let's not act like 71 is a small amount of games here. That is
Yeah,
a lot of time to streak
yeah,
up and
it's
down.
it's just under half a season, but you can look at it that way, and then also look at it and say, okay, and you still had 20 home runs or 21 home
Yeah,
runs,
no,
and
exactly.
he's looked great in spring.
He's been very
He's
good.
fixed his approach. He's not swinging and missing as much. He's putting the ball in play. And with a guy like Varsho, yeah, you want him to hit the ball hard because he's got that power stroke, but
Yeah,
he's also got tremendous speed. So as long as
he can get on.
if he can just lower the strikeouts and find a way to even get the ball on the ground, it forces the infield to make a play. And it's
Yeah,
not, oh, Vladdy hit a ground ball. You've got time if it was hit hard. If it's Varsho, he's busting it out of the box every single ball in play.
yeah,
So that's all you
yeah.
can hope, and that's why I don't mind him hitting two. Is
No, not at
because
all.
if the new approach really is going to work for him, I think he's perfect in the two spot.
Yeah, no, he'll be good there. Ernie, another candidate for the two spot, mainly against lefties.
Mm-hmm.
Um, obviously, the bar is set way too high after playoffs,
Oh yeah,
somewhat understandably. However, if we can just get a slight upgrade from his regular season last year,
yeah,
I think that's a good spot for him
like
to be in.
290, 12 home runs.
Yeah, he's not a home run guy. Like
No, exactly. Like
if he
he
get
he
on
he gets into them,
clutch
or
RBIs,
exactly he can get into one, or a lot of his home runs are actually ugly swings that manage to go out. But that's the thing
sometimes,
about
yeah,
Ernie is a lot of his hits. Like I was watching a compilation of his playoff hits. I think he had maybe of the what was it like 32 hits, maybe like 8 of them were actually good swings. But
yeah, like
that
just nice clean
exactly,
swings.
but
Yeah,
that's what he
but
does. He puts the ball in play. He forces the defense to work,
yeah,
and
you
he
fight stuff
finds holes,
off.
and that's ahead of Vladdy. If
You can just
Ernie's
set him up.
like Ernie gets on base at a decent clip, perfect. Now Vladdy's set up. And if you're facing a righty and Ernie is hitting second, now you got Varsho for you. You got to pitch to Vladdy because behind Varsho is either Barger or Kirk.
Yep.
So you're kind of in a situation. The Jays are in a good spot where Barger is respected now by Major League pitching. Varsho is respected by Major League pitching.
Yeah.
If you have and Kirk as well, right? So as long as you have two of those three behind Vladdy,
Yeah.
their teams are going to be forced to pitch to him.
Yeah.
And with ABS, they're not going to get those lucky calls because Vladdy knows
No,
the strike
exactly.
zone very well.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest things I was gonna say in the lineup is that if you can keep Vladdy surrounded with dudes who are hitting the ball well and force teams to have to pitch to Vladdy,
That's
it
the best thing they
opens
can
up
do.
the lineup way more. It opens up
Exactly.
Vladdy himself way more,
Yep.
and it can just create a whole lot more opportunities.
Exactly. Which moving into Vladdy,
I was just get
um,
one more thing on
oh,
Ernie is that once again he's another guy who you can also just count on for solid defense
solid defense, and he
and
going
hustle.
go, hustle and going back to the bat. He's going to be a 265 to 310 hitter in that range. He's not going to be below that. He puts the ball in
No,
play way too
yeah,
much to be below that. So
yeah.
you have a solid idea of what you're getting with him.
I think if things were to go south, he could make a potential good leadoff candidate.
Yeah, well, and I've even wondered, like, I've thought about the idea of him one and either going George two, or maybe you completely switch it. You go Ernie one, Varsho two, Vlad three, Barger four, George five.
Yeah, I just think when Springer's
But
comfortable, that's where he wants to be. When he's playing,
well, and I also think realistically, because he does have swing and miss, George is either one or he drops
he's
to like
low.
six,
Yeah,
and that just doesn't make sense. They
yeah,
tried that last year, and all he did was work his way back to leadoff spot, right?
yep,
So I think that's where George is.
yeah,
Like we said, him and Vladdy are the only solidified
ex-
spots. Which moving to
exactly. Yeah,
Vladdy,
moving to Vladdy.
his expectations are as high as they could possibly be,
Yep,
and honestly, I can't even say I'm sitting here worried that
but
he's not going to meet
yeah, I
them.
was just gonna say it feels like he's gonna meet them though,
Like
right?
how can you not believe that he will? He had one of the greatest postseasons offensively of all time. He carried that momentum into the World Baseball Classic, and it's not
Yep,
just Jays fans noticing. People around the world notice how dominant Vladdy was in that World Baseball Classic. I mean,
yep.
he was the best hitter in what was arguably the best lineup in the whole tournament, which I mean
Says a lot.
says a lot.
Yeah,
And he I think now that he's gotten a taste of a playoff run and getting there, as much as we say, regular season can feel meaningless, I think it's actually going to feel more important to him to push harder
to
to get
get back
back there.
exactly. Yeah, and I think just the main thing with Vladdy is he will continue to hit the ball hard, but he's been elevating it more while still hitting the ball hard,
Very hard.
which leaves room for more of those line drives to leave the yard.
Exactly.
And if not, all right, well, it's a double off the wall, right?
Exactly.
And
And
it can
I
it,
remember
it can help take out some of those just smoked ground balls.
exactly, and I remember saying going into the playoffs because they said going into the playoffs, right? Because he was struggling that his goal is to be able to launch the baseball more, and that actually scared me because I'm like, man, like kind of working on a mindset like swing change going into playoffs. I don't love that, and he made me eat my words faster
Yeah,
than I could
I guess
imagine,
that's kind of why we're
and
not
I'm
analysts.
okay with that.
Yeah,
Um,
no, for sure.
but he's just a pure hitter,
Yeah,
and it's now at the point where like I said, it's not just Jays fans. It's everyone around the league is finally starting to respect
yeah.
Vladdy, and they're not thinking, "Oh, 2021 was just a really good season. We'll never see it again." People are believing that they can see that again out of him. Maybe not 50 plus home runs, or sorry, 49. I think he had, but
It's
35 home
it's
runs with a 315 average,
yeah, for sure. I think
like Miguel Cabrera 2.0 almost is almost what he
s-
makes me think of.
yeah, sort of, but I think he has more to his game when it comes to defense and base running.
Yes, yes.
But
The Superman dives into home or catching some traction too.
yeah, Vladdy's due for a. He's not even due because
For a big regular season,
he's gonna have a big regular season.
I would say
Somewhat
he's
due,
due though. Yeah,
somewhat due.
I would say
But
so.
I think yeah, this is where he can get back into that MVP conversation kind of year, right?
I I honestly think he can push Judge for MVP this year. Yeah.
Yeah, and, him and Bobby Witt. It's a tough run, but I think
Yeah.
this is the year where he
The
can do it.
Bobby Witt's issue, as much as I love him, he just doesn't have the 35 plus home run power with it, like with his swing.
Yeah,
He's such a line drive hitter, and unfortunately, they value
Kansas
home
City's a
runs so
massive
much.
park too.
They did bring the fences in though.
Did they?
They did.
Oh,
I don't know how much, but they did
probably
bring the
probably
fences in.
probably close to 10 feet, I would guess. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
would have to
no,
think
I
so.
think Vladdy's due for a big year. I think a
100%.
lot of people are saying that,
Yeah.
so it would be surprising to see him have a down year.
Yeah.
And I think um, I don't remember where I heard this, but he doesn't really have much of an excuse to start slow this year.
No.
Coming off the World Baseball Classic, and I'm pretty sure he homered in spring training the other day.
Yeah, he did. They had the three homer
Yeah,
first
yeah,
inning,
yeah.
three
So
two-run home runs.
I don't think he's gonna start slow.
No, I don't either. I think Addison Barger is probably starting in the fourth spot at least against righties.
Yeah,
I love it, and he had a really good year last year, but it actually wasn't like it wasn't bad. Like I'm not saying it's bad, but when you look at his stats in the grand scope, it actually wasn't as great as what people thought. And I think he is just poised to take a big step forward again. And he looked again fantastic in the spring.
yeah. I think maybe not even a big step, but a step for sure. I think he will be better significantly. Maybe like it's the potential's there for that for sure.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I'll keep it somewhat humble and say it's not quite as big of a step, but I think there's still a noticeable improvement
yeah,
and consistency that we see from him.
yeah, for sure. We'll try and get through this a little quicker because we have a lot to go over. But
Yeah.
at the same time, we haven't put it on our Instagram yet, but we are gonna cut it down to one episode a week, one longer
Oh, yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Just with our work, and then we got our baseball coming up and everything. It's just busy. So
It's just
instead
not.
of Wednesday, Fridays, it'll be one episode a week. Well,
We haven't even fully figured it out.
yeah, for the most part, we'll
We're
probably
more
try
gonna
and get it out earlier in the week.
Yeah, we'll try
But
to.
this one, you'll be listening to Friday morning to
Yeah,
get
day of
yourself ready
to
for
get
the
your
home
minds
opener.
right.
So yeah, Barger in the 4, I think, is pretty much undeniable, and then
Yeah.
5, I think, is probably Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kirk. It has to be.
You know, he's got that great contact. He can drive guys in.
Yep.
And he's going to have plenty of guys in front of him to get on base, and he's going to be fantastic defensively.
Yeah, if he can really just kind of replicate last year for the most part and keep making his contract extension look like a steal.
Which he's going to have to be bad to make it not look like a steal.
Yeah, and I just don't see that from him. He seems to be very consistent.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more pop would be nice.
Yeah, how many
Just
did
a little
he have
bit
last year?
like 13, I want to say.
Let's see. Bad podcasting. Alejandro Kirk.
I'm gonna make it look real good when I get this right.
You definitely searched it up on the way here.
I did not.
Alejandro Kirk last year had 15. Actually,
15.
better than I thought. That's actually a career high.
All right. Well, you know
honestly,
what?
that again.
I'll take 15.
I'll take 15 again. He had 2.3 WAR. I'd like to see that touch 3, but
yeah.
Again, WAR. As much as it's a good thing to look at when you look back on stuff, and if you want to compare eras and stuff like that, but when you're looking at it as, he was 2.3 last year, I want him to hit 3. That 0.7 is a lot harder to get than you might think.
Yeah,
especially for a guy that doesn't have all the power in the world.
Yeah.
He's more of a contact guy and defensive catching. I think the thing with Kirk is his pitchers are so good that he doesn't even have to be that good defensively with block pitches and stuff like that.
Sorta.
So I think it actually hurts his WAR that he's got such a good pitching staff.
But if that's not true, that's just an amazing spin zone.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if that. Yeah, but if that's true, shout out the pitching staff. If that's not true, that's one of the best spin zones.
And then batting 6th and 7th.
This is just where it gets kind of messy.
I think 6 and 7 are going to be a mix of Jesus and Okamoto.
Oh yeah, Okamoto. I think he'll be 6 to start.
I think. Well, the only reason I think he might be 7 is simply so they keep their left-right going in the lineup.
Yeah, okay, you might be right. Yeah, because they really do like that left, right.
Yeah. So anyways, okay. 6 and 7 we'll go in some order. So we'll start with Sanchez.
Just Pop. Just give me Pop.
I think Pop's going to make a big difference for him. I would be happy with 22 home runs and a 240 average from Jesus. I'd want the average a bit higher, but that is perfect as a 6 hitter in my opinion.
Hits the ball, hammers the ball.
Hammers
the ball. Swings hard, so once again, that's something that just really works with Pop.
Yep.
Yeah. When I said give me Pop, I meant not Popkins. I meant give me Pop,
in the fridge.
Extra base hits. No, not that. Oh, jeez. This is where it goes off the rails. This is where every single guy's trip goes off the rails. Absolutely off the rails. Because it turns into a thing for the entire weekend.
Yeah. I think Sanchez is going to platoon against righties. He's not going to face lefties much.
Yeah.
But the cut down on the swing and miss a little bit. I love his swagger in the box. He gets his little shuffle going.
Yeah.
And we'll probably see him. So we're going on Sunday. We'll probably see him because Luis Morales is starting for the Athletics. He's a right-hander. So
okay.
I'm hoping we will because I'd like to see him.
I wouldn't mind seeing him.
But he just plays with such swagger, so if he can have a good year, it'd just be so sick.
Yeah, if his numbers could pop a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Okamoto.
Okamoto, it's tough to give him expectations.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I have zero expectations.
I think
for him,
the biggest expectations are more just kind of defensively.
That's what I was just gonna say. I'm expecting defensively, he's gonna be the slightest bit better than league average, and then offensively, all I'm hoping is 19 home runs, hit 270, and drive in 70 plus.
I was gonna say, I think for the most part, as long as he's kind of not someone who we're going, why is he in the lineup every single game?
Exactly.
I think that's not the worst. I think if he can consistently prove that he should be in the lineup, even if he stays towards the bottom of that lineup,
Yeah.
that's okay. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. It's
No.
his first season outside of playing ball over in Japan.
Exactly. I think the other way I'm kind of looking at it is, unfortunately for Ernie, he's so clogged in the 8 spot. The only way he moves up is obviously he needs to play well, but it's someone else has to play bad. So Ernie's hitting 8 pretty much all year. That's a very good sign if he's
Yeah,
having a decent year.
yeah, yeah,
I would like Okamoto's batting 7th, not because he's not good. It's because of how the Jays like to construct their lineup, and that's
yeah,
just where he fits. However, if he bumps down 8, then my worry will kind of creep up
yeah.
a little
I
bit.
will
But
say, I think keeping him in the 7 spot to start will open him up a lot more when it comes to how he's pitched.
yeah,
Because, yeah, I mean, typically guys in the 7, 8, 9 hole just don't see as much competitive sort of stuff, right?
that, and I think they're going to go after him because you
he's
have a
new.
contact guy behind him. I mean,
Yeah,
if you let the guy get on base, you're asking for Ernie to hit a flare to right and get Okamoto to third.
yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see what he does. I can't. Yeah, I mean, it would suck if he was like just horrible, but I don't think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna happen.
No, I don't think so.
I'd be
I,
really
I think
surprised.
I think he actually wouldn't surprise me if he jumps up in the lineup at some point.
I'm sure he will.
Because eventually, like, yeah, we know the Jays love their right, left, right, left, right, left. But they will shy away from it if it's the best in your
Yeah,
best
which you kind of
interest.
have to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can only do it for so long, and then it gets to a point where it doesn't matter,
yeah,
and
exactly.
it's put your best hitters in the best situations.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
or,
So, yeah, do you have anything else on
I
Okamoto? Or
don't know.
yeah, so into the 8 hole now,
Eight
sort of,
holes,
which is
but
kind of also a mess
at this point it's Ernie.
if he's not in the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he's in the 2, then this lineup is completely different. But we're kind of going the lineup against righties because that's the one we'll see most often.
yeah,
Yeah, Ernie 8. We kind of touched on
yeah.
him
We already touched
earlier.
on him. Don't really need
Um,
to.
you know, just get on base for Jimenez, and then going into Jimenez, your job is find any way on base, get a bunt down if you can,
Yeah,
and if there's no time for bunting and you're swinging away, show off a bit of that pop. I mean, we saw it in
yeah,
the playoffs.
we did.
I mean, get Tyler Heineman said it last year. His goal going into the year working with Pop was get your A swing off like as often as you can.
Yeah,
That's what Jimenez has to think.
yeah.
Get his A swing off as much as you can.
I'm
Why are you laughing?
I'm thinking about Pop.
Oh God.
I said it, man. This is
Get
where it goes.
yourself a pop
This is
then.
where it goes off the rails.
Get yourself a pop then.
No.
Um
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the expectations
We know
for
the defense
Jimenez
will be
are
there.
solely defensively. I could care less how he does offensively.
I think we do need to see some better offense from him.
Yeah, like we definitely need to, but if he was what he was last year, it's not great, but it's okay because now he's not playing second, he's playing short.
Yeah, he is playing what's considered a more premier defensive position where
Yeah.
he will, I think we all know, shine in,
Yeah.
right? I don't think that's a surprise to anyone.
No.
But yeah, anyone else offensively you want to talk about before we kind of
I
jump
mean,
into the
the
pitching staff?
the bench is probably looking like Schneider, Lucas, Heineman, Straw. Schneider, it'd be nice to see him put up last year's numbers in 127 OPS plus or WRC plus, one of the two, one of the pluses.
Yep, a guy I'm confident playing in once in a while with too.
Yeah, you can do.
I see him in the lineup and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. Like any of the guys on the bench, I'm okay with.
Yeah, like
right?
Lucas being on the bench is actually kind of crazy, and then Heineman.
It is kind of crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be shocked if Heineman hits 180 this year. Last year was a Cinderella run for him, no doubt.
Little bit, yeah.
And then Straw, do your job defensively, and when you get your chance, put bat on the ball. So I don't really have anything bad to say there.
No, not at all.
Pitching wise, we'll go through it quick. What do we have for time here?
We're at
Okay,
40
actually,
minutes.
we're not doing too bad.
We're not bad. So
So we'll start with the opening day starter,
Yeah,
Mr. Gasman, Kevin
yeah,
Gosman.
Gasman.
I am so pumped that he finally gets an opening day start because
Yeah, he deserved it.
he should have had it last year when Jose Brios was giving up 8 runs to the Orioles.
Yeah, I guess so. But we did get to see him the next day, which was
Yeah,
sick.
that's true.
But yeah, no, Gosman, I feel like it's just kind of he's consistent.
Very,
Um,
yeah.
I think the only thing to see out of him really is just to kind of see that velo stay up all year.
Yeah.
Other than that, just kind of keep doing your thing,
Yeah,
really.
I think velo and then the command, and obviously command's
Yeah.
important, but for him it's more important because it's the tunneling of the fastball and the splitter.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing with Gauze is like the splitter is such a tough pitch that you either have it or you don't. The days he doesn't, do what you can to battle to get through 5 innings and pass it off to the bullpen.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Gauze's job.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
Dylan Cease,
Dylan Cease, I think he's due for a big year.
a lot of people have him high in Cy Young
I think
contention.
he can really be there. And
I think he's going to have a huge year.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I said this on the pod or if I just said this to you personally. But when he was at the house in Florida and he was saying like, "Dude, I feel really good."
You were just saying that to me, I think.
Yeah, I was saying this, but he was at the house saying like, "I feel really good. Like, I think I'm gonna have a really good season." I said that. I said it first in a few minutes. Curtis said it, but I'm like, "Is this like illegal for me to now bet on because you said this? Like, can I bet on you for this season now just because you're saying this, or is that like considered illegal?" But uh, sort of serious, sort of not, because at the same time, it's like, well, if you say you feel this good, like that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
And he's been
And
really
he's
good in the
looked
spring.
good. Like
Yeah,
it's not like he's saying he feels good and the results aren't there. Like the results are there.
yeah. No, velo is up there, dude.
Velo's up there.
Yeah,
Command's been better
Command-
as well.
yeah,
I think it's going to be it. Like I'm just going to answer it now. We have a question in the over unders. It's not an over under. It's who starts the first playoff game if they make it. It's Dylan Cease.
I think it kind of has to be.
It's got to
Yeah.
be Dylan Cease.
Yeah.
And that's not a disrespect to Gauze. It's a praise to Dylan
I mean,
Cease.
but then again, at the same time, if it is Gosman, well, I'm
Great.
pretty, yeah. I'm
Oh
pretty
no,
happy with
Cease
that.
has to pitch game 2.
Yeah, literally.
Because that means, well, it could mean that Cease has a bad year, but it more likely
I
means
doubt
that
it.
Gauze had a really good year.
Yeah.
So I'd be okay with that.
That question just had you all horned up, huh?
Oh yeah.
You were just ready to go after talking about Cease.
Oh yeah.
Third, who we are seeing.
So yeah, we'll go into the rotation they have right
Yeah,
now. So
third,
3 is Eric Lauer.
green Gucci
At
suit.
first, I was a little bummed when I heard that because
I still am.
I at least wanted to see Ponce, just someone new. But Lauer, he's not exciting to watch, but he gets the job done. He doesn't throw hard, but he locates well. He gets soft contact. He'll get some punchies, and he doesn't walk guys.
Yeah, he's Marco Estrada-ish, right? Like he's nothing flashy, but he's there and he does his job. And I think he's gonna have no problem filling this role for the time being.
Yeah, and I mean that's his whole job. Go into the
Pretty
rotation when needed
just
and be a long guy in the bullpen otherwise.
Which
So
sucks because if he wasn't on a team that was so loaded, he would be a starter for the whole season.
He'd probably be a 3 or 4 to be honest.
But I don't know. That again, if you ask me personally, I would rather be a long guy on a stack team than a starter on a horrible team.
1000%.
So some guys would rather be the starter. That's all right. Like that's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Do you?
Yeah, that's my personal preference.
Yep.
Obviously, some guys play to win championships. Some guys play to make money. Some guys just kind of play for themselves.
And then some guys are Kyle Tucker.
I think that was the second one. Oh, I guess he kind of covers all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. Never thought about that.
Obviously, the number 4 going into the year is Cody Ponce, and I think this is. I mean, he's probably going to be the 5 by the end of the year, just simply with Savage
the other guys
coming back. But
that's okay.
I have high expectations for Ponce.
Yeah,
simply because of how good he looked in this.
No,
he looked nasty.
He's been really good. I wouldn't surprise me if he sort of struggles a little bit at first. Just finding his footing, coming back.
Yes and no. Whatnot, the only reason I say no is because his last spring start was lights out.
I guess, but that was only one still spring start.
He was pretty consistent. But still, you can't have your expectations through the roof for a guy who, if you look at his story, he couldn't get it done in the MLB. He went to Korea, found a way to figure it out, and now
Yeah.
he's back.
Yeah.
You have to have your expectations set a little bit low and let
Yeah.
him, blow you out of the water rather than set your expectations high. Oh, I need him to have a 2.8 ERA. Oh, he's got a 2.9. Let's go. Like, no, a 2.9
Exactly.
is unbelievable for
Yeah.
for Cody
Yeah.
Bonds.
No, I think also obviously he's gonna himself have pressure or feel pressure on himself to
Probably a
perform
little
well.
bit, yeah.
But us as fans, we don't necessarily have to pressure him as much, knowing the other guys we have in the rotation.
Yeah, I mean,
And
we have a half decent
if
rotation
we
starting the year, and we don't have our three. Sorry,
we
our
don't we're
two
missing
B and our
3
two
good
C.
arms. Yeah.
Like,
So realistically, if he doesn't turn out to be good, it's also not the end of the world.
yeah,
Right?
and with what I said there, 2B and 2C, I've gone into conversations with my brother who he doesn't think Toronto has an ace. He's like, they have 3 2s. I said, no, we have a 2. I said, if anything, we have a 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, 2E. I'm like, I'd rather have 5 2s than have an ace and then like a 3-3-4.
But realistically, we
Like, we
if
have our
Cease is
ace.
good, he's an ace, dude.
And if Gauze is what he was last year, that's
He's-
good enough
that's
to
an
be an ace.
ace.
I
It's
think
not a top
I think
ace.
being an ace is like guys like Skeens and Scooble are setting. They're not aces. They are the
Well, they
elite
are.
of the elite.
They're
But
still aces.
but like
but yeah, no,
but
I
more
know
so what I
you're
mean is like
I know
they're
what
not
you're saying.
setting a new expectation for being an ace.
That's not the bar for an ace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like Gauze, like an ace is someone who you can rely on to start in big games.
Yeah.
And they're going to get it done. That was Gosman last
Well,
year.
therefore,
So
Max
that's
Fried's
your
not an
ace.
ace because his bum ass got shelled at Rogers Center.
He's not an ace. No, I mean, at the end of the day, Max Fried's an ace.
Well, so is Garrett Cole. He's coming back.
He was. Is he
he
still? Is
yes.
the question.
His velo has been up.
I haven't been paying attention, to be honest. But
I only heard Johnny's.
And then starting in the 5th spot, Max Scherzer, who we thought was going to start on the IR, and now he's going to be starting a Tuesday night against the Rockies.
And boy, is he also looked good.
He has, and I'm actually so excited. I've
I
never
can't
been
wait.
more excited to watch Game 5 of the regular season. Like, I can't lie.
Versus the Rockies of all teams. Too.
Yeah.
I think for specifically Ponce and Scherzer, I do think that it's really good that their first starts are versus the Rockies.
Yeah.
Helps them sort of ease in.
100%.
Probably easier than their last spring starts.
However, it also looks 10 times worse if they get shelled.
If it goes bad, yeah. Because the ceiling's not any higher, but the floor is way lower.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about either of those guys, to be honest.
No, me neither. I mean, even if they put up a 4, okay.
Not great, but
if
my first start of the year,
if Scherzer's your injury replacement with a 4 and Ponce is your 5 with a 4, and that's the worst, okay.
Yeah.
Any day of the week, I'll take that.
Yeah. No, that's fair because the offense can easily score enough to.
Well, that and
still, right?
A 5 normally has like a 4.5 on a good rotation.
No, for sure.
So a 4 would be great.
I don't think we need to go through everyone in the bullpen.
No, we'll just kind of.
Are we going to cover the injured starters?
Real quick. Yeah, we'll do that real quick.
Bieber, when he comes back, just stay healthy, bro.
Just stay healthy.
You stay healthy, you're going to be good.
And he'll be good. And then you Savage, take your time.
Wink, wink. We all know you're not hurt.
Take your time. If you are if he is actually hurt, take your time. Get healthy. Get back. We have the depth to sustain this. So take your time. Get back.
If you don't come back till playoffs, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, honestly, that's what it had to be.
I'm cool with that, bro. If you become a playoff only pitcher, which would be the funniest storyline ever.
I think the other big thing is Bieber doesn't have to come in and be a 1 or 2. He has to come in and be a 3. Savage has to come in and be a 4.
He's a 3 who can pitch like a 1 or 2.
Exactly. That's kind of my thing is we have an ace. Then we have a 2 that can pitch like a 1, a 3 that can pitch like a 1 or 2, and then a 4 that can pitch like a 1 or 2. And then we have a 5 that could be a 3.
Yeah.
So, and then we have our 2 extras would be starters on half of the teams in this league, maybe even more.
Yeah.
So
Bieber,
great depth.
Be healthy. You Savage, just be healthy.
Yep. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, really. I mean, and then Barrios, be consistent with your stuff, sort of thing.
His name didn't even come to my head. Is that bad?
Yeah, a little bit, because the problem is that he's a good pitcher.
He is.
He really is. We can't say he's not.
I just think with the injury, I'll say it now, a hot take. Jose Barrios does not start a game for this team this year.
What?
It's a hot take.
Dude.
Okay, but think about it. He's recovering from an injury. By the time he's back, you probably have Bieber and Savage. Where is he going to start?
Dude, he's gonna start. Do you know how much he's getting paid? He's getting paid too much to not start. He's gonna start a game.
I wouldn't be shocked if they trade him to the Rockies for cash. And
then he starts
let me
game
make it
5.
clear. But let me make it clear. Like, that is not me not liking Barrios.
Maybe he gets traded once he's healthy.
That's not
Maybe.
me not liking Barrios. I still love Barrios,
It-
to be honest, because he was like one of the first big moves that
You know
started
what?
this whole trend towards being a good team. But
You're right.
there's just not room.
You know what? You do have a point because if the rotation and team are in a good spot by the time he's healthy, the team might not see a need for him and get rid of him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And you're not going to get anything for him, but maybe
Yeah.
cash considerations or future considerations.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe not actually as hot of a take as I thought immediately. Yeah, I don't know. The thing, I still think he can be a good pitcher. He's got good stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Which he's just confusing.
It's
sort
just
of.
riddle me this: is he going to be better than Gosman?
Well, no,
Just yes or no. Better than Gosman.
no,
Cease.
no,
Bieber.
probably not.
Savage.
Possibly,
Pons.
yeah, possibly.
Yeah, exactly. Possibly. But the only
Dude,
chance
he could
the
easily
only-
be better than Ponce.
yes, but the only way he gets a chance is if Pons gets off to a bad start. Barrios getting a shot is fully dependent on how these guys start the year.
Yeah, no, you're right because if they all start well, you're not taking them out. I get that part,
Exactly.
but the odds of 5 dudes starting well is also not very high.
That's true.
Someone's gonna struggle. It's bound.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. We'll go into the bullpen just super quick. We're not going over everyone, but as a whole, the bullpen looks good. You've got Hoffman. Little has looked really good.
Very
Braden
good.
Fisher's back. Jimmy's going to be back at some point. Tyler Rogers has looked really good.
Varlin,
Varlin. Chase Lee's probably the last arm added to the team. Flew. Tommy Nance.
No, good arm. Mark.
This is a very good bullpen. So
good late inning bullpen when you
late
think
inning.
of Hoffman and Varlin and Little.
And even if our starter
And
only
Fisher.
gets through 4
Yep.
and it's a tight game, we have long men that can come in, or
Yep.
we have enough depth that we could go Nance, Fisher, Varlin, Rogers,
Yeah.
Hoffman.
I think
you have the depth.
I
there.
think someone I want to talk about a little bit because he's a very big wild card. When he comes back will be Yimmy.
Yeah.
And how he slots in because as of right now, Varlin's kind of in his role. And when he comes back,
I have to say 7, 8, 9 are set.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because where do you really slot Yimmy in? Because is he going to be better than Varlin? I don't think so.
I think he pitches the 7th when Varlin needs a day off, and otherwise he's a 6th inning or a 1-2 out guy if you need to get out of the inning.
Which, if that's all we end up needing him for, that's okay because he could be good at that role, right?
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not going to say the bullpen's too loaded because I don't think that's ever been the case on any team ever.
And bullpens are so hit and miss.
Exactly.
You can have the greatest looking bullpen on paper, and it can end up being the worst.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think obviously Yimmy can be really good when he comes back.
Yeah.
He was nasty before he got hurt.
Yeah.
But it might be a little bit difficult to slot him in. And obviously you don't want to have to put him somewhere because someone's struggling.
Exactly.
But then again, not knowing where to put someone because everyone's good is the best problem you can have as a manager. And it's something that the Jays and their coaching staff will surely figure out.
Exactly.
And he will get the innings if needed. But should we go into some of the over-unders that are in here?
Yeah. So I kind of came up with all these. So the first one we have is
these will go through somewhat quick.
Yeah, Jay's total. It's just going to be a over/under, quick answer, move on. Over/under 92.5 wins.
My bias ass says over.
So does mine. I'm saying over. Vladdy. So these next 3 are Vladdy. Vladdy over/under a 310.5 average.
I'm gonna go really hot take, and I'm gonna say he slots in between 3 and under, but over 300.
Okay, I'm gonna say over.
Okay.
Vladdy over/under 30.5 home runs.
This is where I think he easily goes over.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna take the over as well, and then Vladdy over/under 109.5 RBIs.
Give me 110.
That's what I was actually going to say. I feel like I said a good line there.
That's a good line.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's like 105 to like 112 in that
Okay.
range. George Springer over under 25 and a half home runs.
Under.
I'm going to say flat. Technically under. I'm going to say 25.
Okay. Fair.
Dylan Cease over under 210 and a half strikeouts.
Over.
I'm going to take the under simply because I think he's going to attack hitters more and it's going to result in some more weak contact in play.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
Okay.
Jeff Hoffman over under 40 and a half saves.
I feel like that's kind of an easy under.
I'm hammering the over.
Really?
I'm big on Hoffman.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm hammering the
Whoa.
over. I'm hammering it.
Okay. You know what? I don't hate that.
Ernie Clement over under 164 and a half hits.
Over.
164 and a half is a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm gonna say
you know what? Yeah, no.
I'm gonna say under.
I'll take under.
I'm gonna say under, but he's over 150.
I'll take him. Sure. I'm cool with that.
Max Scherzer over under
You're
8.5
missing one.
starts.
You're skipping one.
Did I?
Yep.
Oh, you're right. Addison Barger over under 27 and a half home runs.
This has been a hot topic, and a lot of people are saying up, and I'm gonna ride that.
I'm riding the over.
Yeah. It'd be way too much negative energy to say the under.
100%. And then Max Scherzer over under 8.5 starts.
Easy over.
I'm gonna say under.
Okay.
Just because I think Savage and Bieber are back in time. And then
Okay.
I answered it, but who starts the first playoff game if they make it?
I feel like ideally it should be Cease.
Yeah, that's what
I know you put him in here. I don't know if you're just trying to be nice, but I feel like we can respectfully scratch Trey Savage's name from that.
Yeah, no. The only reason I put him in there is just because of how he did last year. If he had a half decent regular season,
Yeah, that's fair.
and it's also game planning, right? You could go, Savage won. If you win that, now you got Cease Gosman.
No,
and maybe a wild card
Imagine.
in a wild card series. Like if you're in a wild card series, would you rather have Savage start game 3 or Kevin Gosman or Dylan Cease?
I don't know, Cease, I guess.
You'd probably rather Gosman or Cease. Over
I think you start Savage game 1 because if you win it, then you're in the driver's seat.
I mean, you could start Bieber game 1, then Gosman, then Cease.
Ideally, they don't play in the wild card.
That too. Varsho over under 31 and a half home runs.
Under.
I'm going to take the under, but I'm saying he still passes 30, so 30 or 31.
Whoa.
I'm saying he's right there.
All right.
I mean, it's hard not to after
I'll say 29. I just think this year it's more doubles.
Okay, yeah, I don't hate that. And then Kazuma Okamoto over under 22 and a half home runs. It's a good line, isn't it?
Shoot.
It's a good line, isn't it?
It's not bad. I feel like
as he's struggling to figure it out.
I feel like I'll say under.
I
don't want to knock him. I just think
I'm going to shock the world and say over. And I'm not even saying that as a bias. I'm saying it as I truly think it's the under. And when you're betting, there's that one thing that just hits that you're not expecting. So I'm gonna say the over is gonna hit.
I feel like he can get to 20.
Oh, I think he gets to 20. It's does he get those couple more?
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
And then the other thing I wanted to go into quick,
some guys who didn't
because we don't have the final roster yet.
But who could be on?
Who starts in AAA?
Yeah,
and who finishes on the big league roster? So it's pretty obvious that Eloy Jimenez is not going to make the big league roster.
Yeah, no,
he's a DH, and we have our DH, so that makes no sense. Davis Schneider,
he should be up.
He should be up. The only other guy that would be on this roster over him, I would think, if you had to pick one, would be Josh Kasevich, and you're going to take the experienced Schneider over Kasevich. You're not going to bring Kasevich up and put him in a bench role.
Yeah, exactly.
Nathan Lucas, I think, has to be on the team.
Yeah, no, 100%. He will be.
The only reason I put him in there is because, there could have been talks that, if Eloy made it as well, then Lucas could have been the odd man out.
True.
Heineman Valenzuela, I'll be honest, I kind of wish they would take Valenzuela.
I think it'll be Heineman.
I think it will be.
Just because mainly I think so here's what I think. Mainly just because of how the starting rotation is banged up going into the season.
Yeah.
I think since they're banged up, they're gonna want to get on their feet. When Kirk's not catching with a guy who they've thrown to before.
Yeah, that's
and so I think that's why Heineman's a good answer for that.
Yeah.
I
like Valenzuela because he's a switch hitter. He's good defensively.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him at some point.
It wouldn't. Yeah, I was gonna say it wouldn't surprise me if they almost flip by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But then again, that also depends on how much they can get Valenzuela to catch these certain guys. I'm sure he's caught them a bunch in practices and backfields, but it's not the same as a game.
No.
because obviously when you think of come playoff time, yeah, Kareem is going to do the catching.
Yeah,
But if something goes wrong, he gets hurt,
yeah,
you're going to want to be able to trust your backup, and
exactly.
that could be a bit of a sticky situation. But
Yeah. And then the last
Heineman
two,
to start, I'll
yeah,
say.
yeah, same here. And then the last two I wanted to mention, it's pretty clear they're not going to be on the opening day roster.
Yeah, Wyrod, they already said no.
Yeah, and then Bastardo, who had a really
Yeah.
good spring. He's a Rule 5 pick. I think he earned a spot on the team, and his stuff looks good. So it sucks that he's not there. And then Wyrod, I don't like Wyrod personally. I don't think he's great, but
Yeah.
he is pretty decent. So does kind of suck that he doesn't crack the roster, but they cleared him off the 40 man. So he's not holding a 40 man spot, so he's safely in AAA, and they can get him right. They can add him to the 40 man and call him right back up if
Yeah,
they
I
need.
was gonna say I think he's probably like the first man up if needed, just
Yeah,
because he has the
yeah.
experience
The
and
only
stuff.
way he's not is if one of the
If it's
guys
going
that
really,
goes down is Fluharty or Little, and then I think it's one of the two names I'll mention next that gets called
it's
up.
not going to be the one
No,
just because of injuries.
yeah.
It would be so. Yeah, you have Adam Mako
So
and Ricky
yeah,
T.
so some baseline on this part is these are guys who, every year there's guys who don't start the year on the roster and they make big contributions. Last year was
Yeah,
Barger,
not even big, but like
but
just they
think
make some sort of
but think about
contribution.
it. Barger, Yasavage, and Lucas did not start the year on the roster last year, and they were huge. So
Yeah,
these are four names, at least for now, that I think could be important throughout the year, even at the end of the year. The four names I'll go into depth, but I'll list them first: Adam Mako, Ricky Tiedemann,
Wyrod and Kasevich.
Wyrod, and Josh Kasevich.
Is it
So
Kasevich or Kasevich?
tomato, tomato, potato, potato.
Good point.
Kasevich. I think Adam Mako is the most likely one who could be a real important piece out of these four.
Yeah. He's been pretty good in the spring.
Yeah, good
He
WBC.
had a good. I was just gonna say he had a good World Baseball Classic. So I think as long as things go well in AAA, he'll get some shots this year.
Yeah,
And
and he's
yeah,
he's a lefty that throws hard.
nasty lefty.
Same with Ricky T,
Same
but
with Ricky T.
I
It's just
don't
the
disagree
injuries.
with what you said. The injuries, and I mean, truthfully, for me, having been a
Command.
pitcher in my life, like being used to being a starter, trying to pitch out of the bullpen, like obviously we don't have a real bullpen. It's literally you got to run down, you got to warm up for 10 minutes, and then go in. That kills me. I don't think Ricky T would be able to adjust to the bullpen though.
uh,
I think his arm would struggle with it and the
yeah,
recovery
I
and
don't know.
stuff.
I just think I don't know what it is with his arm, but part of me makes me think he just isn't able to do the thing where he can come in and let it rip for an inning
Yeah,
and stay
and
healthy.
then be able to pitch again in 2 days.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I think if
he's
anything, he's your long man that pitches 2 innings and then he's off for like a week.
two or three.
Yeah.
But yeah, innings, not weeks off. Well, maybe that too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to just kind of lose my overall opinion on Ricky T.
It feels like Nate Pearson all over again.
Feel like him. It feels like Dustin McGowan, if you know that name.
Yeah,
That's a
if you know that name.
that's a throwback.
What a stupid statement.
But yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I only put him on here because he's a hard throwing
Thing
lefty,
is though,
which
is we did get a few decent big league moments out of Nate Pearson.
yeah,
We got a few, but we
a
haven't
few.
gotten anything out of Ricky T.
No.
Nothing more than just a
I think he
boatload
is
of
still
hype.
like 23.
He's still stupidly young. I
Pearson
do know
was
that.
like 25 when he finally got up, so Ricky T still
Yeah,
got a bit of time. Um,
let's see for sure.
yeah, let's check for sure before we move into the next guy here. So Ricky Tiedemann is
23.
23 years old. He's a
2002,
2002
man.
baby. So
Come on,
he's
dude.
got time,
He's got a
but
lot of
the
time,
biggest thing
actually.
again with him is just health.
But realistically, if
Um,
you're 22, you shouldn't be having these elbow problems. You're young, brother.
Tariq Lenny Ricky Tiedemann. What a name.
Ricky.
I'm calling him Tariq Lenny.
No, you're
Um,
not.
and then,
Big
so
dick
the next
Rick.
guy is Wyrod. And as much as this may not be the sexy pick, I mean, the guy has big league experience out of the bullpen. He's
He
been throwing
does.
97, 98, and he's starting in AAA. I mean, this is a guy that I don't have high hopes for Chase Lee. And I know one of the things about him is a funky arm slot. We have that with Tyler Rogers. We don't need another.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Wyrod is in Chase Lee's spot by the end of the year, and if he's a vital piece in the bullpen,
People
even over Yimmy if Yimmy doesn't perform.
people forget that Wyrod did have a crucial role in that game 4 versus the Yankees in that bullpen game.
Yes, he did.
So he has the experience, that's for sure.
Yep.
He's just seems to be too inconsistent of whether he's on or off.
And
when he's
and
on, he is on, and
yeah.
when he is off, he is off.
And the issue is when he's off, he can't find the zone, and when he does, it's right down the middle, and it gets tanked.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing. So I think it's the consistency, but he looked decent in the World Baseball Classic for the most part. And then the last one is Kasevich looked really, really good in the spring.
Yep.
He's versatile on the infield. He's a decent bat. He's got a little bit of juice, good contact. He's a guy that if Schneider's struggling, or even if a Miles Straw is struggling offensively, they could open up room on the roster to get Kasevich up.
Yep.
And I mean, there's not much room for playing time, but you can find a way to get him into the
You'll
lineup.
get your at bats here and there, that's for sure.
But I mean, I'm sorry, if you're producing at the MLB level, trust me, your manager will find a way to get you in the lineup.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's just kind of a given. But yeah, I'm just stuck on Ricky T, man. I want him to do good. I want to see him perform at the big league level. I mean, he's had this potential for four years now, where he's just been really hyped up. And when he's been healthy and pitched in spring, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of, you good there?
I didn't do that.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty solid on my my review or my preview here for the year. I mean, I'm so fired up for I guess what we'll say is today.
So fired up for today.
Friday
baseball.
We'll call it
opening. Like the beautiful, as much as it sucks
game.
working 7 to 5 for a desk job. The wonderful thing is, because it's in Kitchener, I will get home at 5:45, get inside, have a shower, crack some beers, boys coming over, baseball games on the TV. I don't have to sit around and wait for this. I come home and it's go until the game starts. I am so excited.
I was just about to chirp you.
I'm going to have the TV as loud as possible.
I was just about to chirp you and say, imagine working Fridays, but then I just realized I have to sit at home and kill my whole day.
Sucks to suck, Buttercup.
I'm sure there's baseball on at 1 o'clock on the Friday.
Oh yeah, definitely. The only one last thing I want to do is just a final prediction on the Jays record.
Okay.
I have them one game better than last year, going 95 and 67.
I feel like I want to differentiate from you, because I do really like that pick. So I will just go full bias mode, and I will one up you and go 96 and 66.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't hate it. So we'll say the Jays record prediction from the 2-4 podcast is 95.5 and 65.5.
67.5. 66.5.
Yes, 66.5. That would be correct. Yeah. My bad. My apologies.
This is not a math podcast.
My bad. Well, I'm sorry. Computers do all the math for us nowadays.
I know.
But yeah, I am so pumped for the season.
And Sweet 16 starts Thursday.
Yeah, and I
just because you had your bracket up there, I noticed it.
Yeah, but I think the thing I'm most pumped for is because we're going Sunday. Like I find with opening weekend, the home opener you get pumped for, and then right away the Saturday the crowd's a little bit smaller, and you're like, okay, now we're into the regular season.
Hopefully, we're in a chance to sweep Sunday, and there's a decent atmosphere.
But not even that. It's like I said, Friday, fantastic, and then the vibes slowly creep down, and then Monday the stadium's going to be over half empty against the Rockies.
Oh my goodness!
But the beautiful thing is we get the hype of the home opener. Saturday, crowd's decent, and then we get to be there Sunday, back in the Rogers Center, where when I was a kid, I'd follow my dad around thinking it's a maze. I know that place like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
Can't say it's a good thing.
Damn it, 6 degrees still won't be open.
No shit. I also was looking at that this morning. But I'm just so excited to get back in the Rogers Center, and we were kind of partially thinking ticket prices might be more expensive, but third game of the year,
pretty good,
and we got our tickets for $46 right behind home plate in the 5. So can't really complain. But big year coming up.
Oof.
Stay tuned with the
Beyond.
podcast. Like we said, most likely going forward now, the days that the podcast is posted might vary for
We'll
a little
figure
bit,
it out.
but it'll be one longer podcast every week instead of
Yeah.
two. Make sure to stay tuned. We're going to have all the Blue Jay stuff you need to know. If there's breaking news in other sports,
We can do some sort of
yeah.
Zoom or whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll
get
either stay
something out
tuned
there.
on it. The first few minutes of every pod will probably be a quick overview of other stuff. We will make sure we spend time on NHL playoffs once that kicks off. But until then,
Yeah.
stay tuned for more episodes of the 2-4 podcast. And
Yeah. Go Jays.
not this episode, but the next time you listen to us,
We will have an actual series to
the
talk about.
the regular season will be in full swing, and
Yeah.
we'll have a series to recap and series to preview. So stay tuned for that, and let's go Blue Jays.
Yeah.